All right, welcome everybody to the Three-Way Podcast Show. My name is Los, the Most, your host, Public Enemy 59. And behind the camera, behind the magic of it all, it's Eli, aka JRX4X. Jerks. It's a freaking jerk. So we are coming at you this week. A bunch of news, a bunch of stuff to talk about. So fuck it, let's go. We're going to start off with pop culture. Pop. All right. This week, we got some great, very interesting news. A lot of, rumors going on and about. But we're going to start with Tom Holland and Spider-Man. Far From Home is coming out this week. Actually, check out our episode on our Hump Day show on Wednesday. We will be reviewing the new movie. We got some special access to, because of thanks to the show and the visibility. We got some, VIP tickets to see the movie. Okay. So check it out Wednesday. We will be having a review of that. But let's start with the rumors. So first, there's some rumors going on that Kevin, what's his name?
Feige.
Okay, the head of Marvel Studios, saying that it's in Sony's court, the decision. Sony has the ball. It's their play regarding the decision to do a crossover between Venom and Spider-Man, right? So imagine this: Tom Holland,
okay,
and Tom Hardy, the two
Okay.
Toms,
Tom and Tom.
going at it.
Two Tommies.
Big screen, Marvel Universe. It'll be lore. Venom will now be lore.
Canon.
Canon. There we go. And man, I want to see that. On top of that, okay, first tell me what you think about that.
That's fine. I mean, it's like they
Just fine?
yeah, because it's not like it's unexpected, like it's something that shouldn't happen.
True, but it's not common, especially when it's two different studios, right? And Sony owns the rights to Venom.
Money. I mean, what's the hesitation? If they like making money, why not?
That's true. Everybody wins. The fans
it's like
win.
either you make no money or you make some money, or you trying to make money on your own and you just fuck it up and nobody
It's
likes
true.
you anymore.
The fans win. The studios win. They make their money, right? Everybody wins. So for this not to happen, it's ridiculous. Also, excuse me. It's a beer. Tom Hardy. Also related news. Sony has confirmed that Tom Hardy will return for the Venom sequel. So what I'm seeing is they do the sequel to Venom. Far From Home comes out this week. Mm-hmm. And then, boom, they're working on the crossover.
Do you think Dr. Anal comes back?
Doctor who?
Dr. Anal. Paging Dr. Anal.
You
don't
remember?
You
mean the what's his name? Yeah. No, I mean he did. They showed Carnage in that.
Oh, that was horrible too.
No, it wasn't. Yeah. And who? Hold on. Who was Carnage again? It was
Woody Harrelson.
Yes, Woody Harrelson, who I love. They showed him at the end of Venom, so I feel like okay, that's the sequel. Boom, you got your sequel, and then boom, they do the crossover. Also, with Into the Spider-Verse coming out on Netflix, another report came out that Tom Holland was actually in talks to actually have a role in Into the Spider-Verse.
Wait, he was supposed to be in that too?
He was supposed to be in it, but there were just talks, and it never came to fruition of anything.
I mean, Into the Spider-Verse had a post-credit, but what movie was it? Was it...
Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
It showed a couple of things.
No, but there was a post-credit. That movie was in another movie.
I
forgot what it was.
Man, you're right. It was at the end of another movie. And that's why I even watched this other movie, was to see the post-credits for Into the Spider-Verse. To be honest, I don't remember. Was it? It was another Marvel
I
movie.
forgot. Yeah, it was another Marvel movie. But anyways, actually speaking of Into the Spider-Verse, it's on Netflix right now. I just saw it for the first time ever. It's actually really good.
Yeah, I mean,
Really
we did a
good.
review on it. It was.
Yeah.
Go back and watch. It was really good. And made you care about the characters. Watch this movie. It's on Netflix if you haven't watched it yet. No, Tom Holland's not in it, but now with the success of Into the Spider-Verse, also rumors flying around that they might do a live action Into the Spider. I don't know, man.
What?
And then there's another rumor that Marvel wants to do a crap load of films with Tom Holland. So this wouldn't be it. All the movies we're talking about now, that's probably just phase 1, phase 2, or whatever the Spider-Man lineage they want to do with Tom Holland.
They're probably saying that because since they're starting the next phase of the Marvel universe, since if you haven't watched Endgame, I mean, Tony's dead, and they're gonna need somebody to start anchoring, between the movies and going to whatever. So that's probably what they're thinking, using Spider-Man.
He's gonna be like the next Tony Stark.
Well,
take the helm.
Yeah.
Also, in Avengers related news, Endgame is back in theaters with more. I think they include one deleted scene in the film, and then more post-credit scenes.
Okay.
Which weren't in anything before. Basically, they're trying to beat the global box office of Avatar.
Yeah.
Trying to make that money.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go watch this again?
Hell no, that's 3 hours, bro.
You know what? I'm thinking on a freaking Tuesday, pay a cheap ticket, and just go watch it again, man.
Well, it's already out right now.
Yeah.
4th of July is coming around.
That's true.
I have nothing to do.
You have a point there. Why not go catch a 3-hour screening of Endgame again?
No.
I mean, we get to see Fat Thor again. It's a win-win. But yeah, I mean, a bunch of Tom Holland is just taking over the Marvel Universe right now. It seems like he's the one taking the helm forward. I'm excited to see what they like. I want to see a Venom and Spider-Man crossover. Tell us what y'all think. Tell us what you guys want to see. Imagine an Into the Spider-Verse. No, imagine an Into the Spider-Verse live action with the old Spider-Man guys.
I mean, I do see them bringing Miles to the.
Okay,
movies.
Of course we would have Miles.
But I'm saying, of course you can't have the voice actor because he's an older guy. But I do see them putting Miles into the future live action movies. But
yeah, what about
at the end when they showed the 2099 Spider-Man? I thought that was pretty cool too. I don't know. I think right now they probably should just stick to the animated versions of the movies for the Miles ones. But then again, they did started introducing him in Far From Home. I mean, not Far From Home, Homecoming, because they showed his uncle there. And are they gonna be doing a canon for both of them, or are they gonna be doing separate shit for each of one of them?
Why not? I mean, hey man, Spider-Man makes money. Yeah. If it's Miles, if it's Peter, it doesn't matter. Yeah. All right. So, also in pop, we started out with the hype stuff. We're gonna end with on a more disappointing note. Charlie's Angels is being rebooted. The trailer came out.
Finally.
Said no one. Trailer came out. It has the girl from Aladdin, some other unknown actress, and then Kristen Stewart.
Twilight.
Yeah, and no one asked for this.
Absolutely nobody.
But we're getting it. And to be honest, if you're gonna do Charlie's Angels, my thing was wasn't the tradition to get these stars, these strong stars leading women to do the movie, pay them an exorbitant amount of money because people want to go see these ladies, right? Mm-hmm. So, for example, Drew Barrymore, right?
Lucy Liu.
Yeah, and
I forgot her name.
And the other one, right? These are leading ladies that everybody liked, at the top of their game, and they did Charlie's Angels, and Charlie's Angels did well.
Yeah.
Right? But you come out with Kristen Stewart. I like the other girl. What's her name?
I have no idea.
Yeah, the one from Aladdin. But the other unknown girl, like, has nothing to... I've never seen her before. It's just, you don't have the stars there to really be like, oh, yeah, I want to go watch Charlie's Angels. Because, it's like, it's Beyonce, and it's...
For me, like, this movie, if it would have looked... I don't know. I can tell you for sure it's not for me. Like we were discussing right before we started this, JP would love to talk about this movie. But honestly, like, if it even looked like a good movie, like, I would be interested. But it really doesn't. Like, I'm sorry to tell you guys. Like, let me pull up something right here so they can see. Okay, so I think this movie is being directed by Elizabeth Banks too. She's the new Bosley, and I think I'm not sure. Like, my info is kind of like here and there, but I believe on Twitter I saw somebody talking about, oh, they're doing the gender reversal for this, and like now the one in charge of the Charlie's Angels is a female. I'm like, that's great, but I was telling Los right now, I was like, well, wouldn't they want to change the girls to guys in? Like, if you're just gonna do, why just do half of it then?
I don't know. I mean, to me, Charlie's Angels are like, you would put stars as the leading roles, right?
Oh,
that's what makes you want to go watch this movie.
It's a continuation too of the not only the TV series but also the past films.
All right. Well, we'll see. Anyways, tell us if you guys are really excited about that. All right. Let's go into sports. Touchdown. It's a home run. Goal. Sports. Space Swords. Space Swords. All right. A lot of news in the NBA. We're in the off season. The NBA awards just happened. Let's go into the NBA awards first. So, it was 2019. They did their little event. They gave out the awards to. They gave out the awards to all their NBA players. Giannis Antetokounmpo ended up winning. I butchered his name, by the way.
That's fine. We gotta learn it now, though.
Ended up winning MVP, beating out James Harden.
What do you think about that?
Oh man. Hey man. I mean, look, man. It's a regular season award. I could care less.
Okay.
Fine. It's good for Giannis. He won himself an MVP. Congrats. I mean, he gave a really nice speech about him and his mom and his family. Okay. But I don't care. I don't care about MVP awards, to be honest. I care about championship rings, championship trophies.
Okay.
And people hype up Harden, but when it comes down to make like those big games, having to do it, I don't know.
Well, I think I was looking at stats because I mean, of course, people here in Houston are gonna be like, "What the f?" Why didn't Harden win? And then so I started looking into it deeper because I mean, I'm not really into the whole stats of the whole situation in this in the NBA league. So apparently, like, their stats are pretty close, but I think Giannis had like a better stat when it came to like games like winning and his usage in those games winning. And then on top of that, they're saying that he had a lesser cast to play with than Harden did.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. He does.
I don't know. It's whatever.
Who did Giannis play with? Exactly. Thank you. All right. Also, some other awards handed out.
Yes. We have. Oh, that's the wrong camera. What the fuck? Yes. So, other winners of the night. Here, let me just go back here. Other winners of the night. So we got the Rookie of the Year, Luka Doncic. There you go.
Luka Doncic
from the Dallas Mavericks.
Rookie of the Year.
Dallas Mavericks maybe coming on the come up again. Sixth Man of the Year, we got Lou Williams.
Of course, does it every year.
Rudy Gobert, who I feel is still underrated.
He is,
but
if he could get his offense up,
if he can get to another team, because Jazz ain't coming in, even though they got the what's his name, but most improved player, Pascal Siakam,
Siakam, sure. From Toronto.
And Coach of the Year from the Milwaukee Bucks, Mike Budweiser. I don't know his name, something like that.
All right.
But yeah, those are just the notable awards. There's some other ones like for the executives and whatnot. But yeah, for the most part, Giannis's award, I feel like he was deserving of it. I don't think he should be getting hate for that.
Yeah, I mean, James has his MVP, whatever. Stop crying. Also, so let's get into trade rumors because we're in the cusp of free agency. And it's about to get good because I saw a stat the other day: 40% of the NBA is in free agency, which is some of the largest percentage in years. So it looks like a lot of teams could be changing pretty soon. The makeup of a lot of teams could be looking very different. We'll start with the Rockets. They want to do a sign and trade with Philly for Jimmy Butler, but Philly's very adamant about re-signing him. Obviously, they want to continue to grow their team. They got the Crybaby Center over there. They got
Crybaby Center.
Yeah.
What's his name? The big guy. Right?
Yeah. Whatever. So they got a good squad, and they're trying to keep a hold of it. But Jimmy, I don't know. He went to Philly not by choice. Well, kind of. He went in a trade, right, mid-season. So it looks like he might want to decide where he goes to. So
you don't think at this point, from what we've seen from Jimmy Butler, that he may be like less of a attribute for teams and more of a headache?
I think for Philly, yes. If the guy goes where he wants to go, I think he'll be chill. Mm-hmm. I think he'll it's where he wants to be is his decision, and that's that. If you force the guy to stay in Philly, I don't know, man. You're not going to see a very happy Jimmy Butler.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, when he was in Chicago, he wasn't very happy with the way they handled the
Well,
situation with the coaches.
He was calling players out,
Mm-hmm.
Which a leader should do.
Okay. But that brings up another thing, too, where, like, nowadays, that type of, like, quote-unquote leadership is something that's not really, like looked as, like, something that should be a staple, like, anywhere in sports anymore.
No, I don't agree. Well, I don't agree with that. Maybe overall, people are more...
Well, not the older crowd, the younger crowd.
Yeah, exactly. More sensitive.
Yeah, they're a little bit more sensitive. They're like, let's all play together.
I like his style of leadership.
Mm.
I like it, personally. Mm-hmm. Now, will everybody like it? Probably not. And you're right. Being on a younger squad with a bunch of kids who don't like, being told that they suck or...
Yeah. That
they're not working hard. It's not going to rub the right way.
Kids that are coming into the NBA have been pampered. They've been told they're the best. And when you're, like, either draft really high or something along the lines of that, you're getting paid really well. I mean, when somebody else is telling you something and you're just like, fuck you talking about? Like, I'm really good. Like, what? Like, I think that's missing in the NBA right now. But I do see it coming back, too, at the same time. I do see, like, a lot of players, like, going back and forth now, like, actually, like, trying to talk shit and probably kick each other's ass. Because maybe they're starting to get over the whole let's be friendly shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, being friendly with each other, that's one thing. But when you're on the court, you play, and Jimmy Butler plays. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no doubt about it. When he's on the court, and if he, he's hyped, he's ready to go 100%. So... Mm-hmm. I don't see how anybody could go wrong with a player like that. The problem is that I believe he still has that year left on the contract. So he stated that he doesn't want to be in Philly. Mm-hmm. So it would literally have to be Philly willing to trade him.
Right.
Well, basically you would sign him and then trade him. And then that deal gets carried over with the new team. Right. So that's the thing. Rockets are supposedly in talks of giving up some of their players.
Bye-bye, Chris Paul.
You think? I don't think so. I think Chris Paul stays. I think that's the whole point, is you want that backcourt to be ridiculous. Harden, Jimmy Butler, and Chris Paul, and then you keep P.J. Tucker. And everybody else is expendable, including Capella.
Wow. So,
yeah, I mean, they got to get rid of Capella's contract. I don't know who else they're going to get rid of, but yeah, they got to do some shit to make space for Jimmy. But yeah, anyways, yeah, that's the Jimmy Butler stuff going on right now. KD,
Oof.
turns down his $31 million player option to become an unrestricted free agent.
Now, do you think he's gonna leave though? Do you think he's actually gone?
Why? Yeah. Why would you not sign that contract if you wanted to stay in Golden State so bad?
No.
And he did it right away.
If anything, he can like be offered more money and then they can match.
Maybe he. It's a lot. I see it being a lot.
But I think they said they're gonna max contract. What's his name? Klay Thompson.
Yeah, which they should. Man, I don't see him staying.
No.
I don't see him staying. Why? Like you would have just stayed if everything was good, and it's obviously not. So he's.
So where do you see him going?
See, I see KD being more of a. Granted, he's one of the best players in the league. But the guy is so mentally unstable. I feel he's more of a problem than Jimmy Butler going into the team. Yes. He's just he cares too much of what the public thinks of him.
I mean, regardless of that, I don't see the type of issues that Jimmy Butler has with teammates versus KD, who has issues with people outside of his teammates.
Okay, that's a good point.
So,
but where would he go? I heard Brooklyn during the season. I doubt. I think he'll go to Brooklyn.
Man, fuck it. Just give us the super team. Go to the Lakers with Anthony, with LeBron. They'll get Kawhi for like maybe a year.
Nah.
Damn.
I don't.
That's like...
I mean, don't get me wrong. And speaking of Kawhi, there's rumors that he's been looking at LA.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So, LeBron, Kawhi.
AD.
Uh-huh.
And then they're, what's his name? Lakers are in pursuit of, what's his name? They let go before. Oh my gosh, what's his name? He's in Brooklyn right now. He's a point guard.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. The one they gave up.
Russell,
yeah, something Russell.
D'Angelo Russell, I think. Well, anyways, he apparently became a really good basketball player.
Yeah.
And they won him back. I mean, honestly, I don't think they should have gave him up anyways, especially for fucking Lonzo. Like, ugh.
True.
Lonzo,
I agree. No, but, well, now he's in New Orleans. No, but, yeah, man, Kawhi's thinking, I heard LA. I could see Durant doing either New York or Brooklyn.
Nah, man, ain't nobody going to New York until they get rid of that fucking GM or the owner.
That's true.
That owner is terrible,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, just not. I mean, no, yeah. Ownership sucks over there, so I don't blame anybody for not wanting to go to New York. But Brooklyn, I could see Brooklyn and then him meeting up with Kyrie.
Ooh.
Kyrie going to Brooklyn also.
So D'Angelo Russell to the Lakers, Kyrie to the Brooklyn.
But why give up Russell? Like, what benefit are you gonna get?
Well, if you're gonna try to get Kyrie, I mean, you're gonna have to give up your starting point guard.
That's a good point. But why not put Kyrie in the shooting guard position?
That's not his role, I think.
Yeah, but I would just put him as a shooting guard. And then you get KD. KD's a small forward, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So a lot of movement going on in the NBA. I'm excited to see what's going on. More excited than what the regular season held for me. I'm more excited of the offseason. No, but granted, Toronto surprised a lot of us. Granted, there were some injuries there. But anyways, I'm excited to see how the makeup of the NBA looks starting next season. Where KD's going to end up, where Kyrie's going to end up, where Kawhi.
Do you see Toronto repeating next year?
Without Kawhi, no way.
No?
Nope.
Way. No way, not without Kawhi.
Now, without Kawhi, they don't have a chance.
Okay.
With Kawhi, maybe.
What if Kawhi ends up going to Golden State and KD goes to Toronto?
I don't know why KD will want to go to Toronto, but...
Well, he likes joining teams that are already, winning.
You know what? The only way I can see Kawhi staying, which I doubt it, but only way is if they do sign another big player. And maybe KD would do that.
I don't know.
Why not stay in the? Because Kawhi's a freaking legend in Toronto.
Man, how mad do you think DeRozan is right now?
Who?
DeMar DeRozan. The one they traded for.
Oh, he's super pissed. He is super pissed. He is super pissed. No, you know who's pissed? San Antonio.
Oh no, yeah.
San Antonio's pissed.
Yeah.
They just gave up the
I think
Finals MVP.
They got pressured by what, the media and the fans to do that shit.
No, bro. No.
Why would they pull that trigger then?
Bro, because they didn't like Kawhi, that Kawhi wasn't wanting to play. He was injured. And they were trying to put him back in, and he was straight up saying,
back in.
And he was like, no.
Team doctors were saying that he was good, but he went out and got another opinion by an outside doctor. And he said no. And then I remember somebody talking about that shit too whenever they were talking about KD coming back too soon. So, yeah, that's right. I remember.
But see, KD, it wasn't the doctors telling him. The doctor said, okay, it looks kind of good.
They told him is that your shit is fucked, but if you go out there and play, there's no way it's going to get even more fucked. And he went out there and it got more fucked.
Ooh, if that's true, no wonder he's out of Golden State.
Yeah.
If the doctors told him one thing and something else happened, my understanding was that KD was himself like, I want to play, I want to play, I want to play.
Regardless, they're going to be saying that shit, like, no matter what. But the doctors were supposedly telling him, yeah, it's bad. It can't get any worse. But it did.
I don't know. But, yeah, KD, maybe that played a big part in KD saying, fuck this, I'm not staying here.
Yeah, probably.
Right? So, we'll see. NBA, man. The season's over, but is it really? Let's move on to gaming. Game over. All right. This week in gaming, we got some weird stuff going on, but hang in there with us, okay? Stay right here with us. Pokemon Masters, the Pokemon mobile game, had some gameplay reveal. And they showed some pretty interesting stuff, you know? A bunch of you fucks, you play Pokemon Go, right? It looks like they're trying to capture that lightning in the bottle again, right? Before, I didn't care much for Pokemon Masters. I thought, oh, another fucking mobile game, just like the millions that are out there, no big fucking deal. Watching some of this gameplay, though, it's pretty fucking interesting. Pretty interesting. Now, I'm not 100% sold on it, but I will give it a shot. What do you think?
So I'm trying to pull up the gameplay so I can have it on the stream on the video side of YouTube's. Well, basically, you get to pick, like, play as like the past trainers, like the ones from the games, the ones from the early anime and stuff like that. They have like Blue, Gary, Misty, Brock, and all those guys. And it's a 3v3. What is it, like? Person versus persons, right? Like, it's 3 people versus 3 people.
That's what it looks like.
And it's kind of like in the mode of like Clash Royale, where you have to load your ability points or whatever they're called, like in order to do an attack. And it looks interesting. Like, it doesn't look terrible. Okay, here we go. Like, okay, so you see the 3 Pokemon coming out, and they're looking at each other, about to throw some hands. Okay, the move gauge is what they're calling it, and then you use your abilities. And I mean, it looks simple. It looks cool, to be honest, especially since it's a mobile game. And it's funny because, like, the animations on this, like, they look more, like, a lot more polished than they do on the fucking, like, console version.
Okay.
From what I've seen so far.
Wow.
But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. We'll see what it I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a shot. If it's good, you know, keep it around. Some breaking news: Nene from the Rockets has declined his player option. So Nene, who was a bench player, going back into free agency. Also, I'm telling you, bunch of people in free agency this year. So a little bit of breaking news. Can you do a little breaking news alert there? Thank you. Another thing in gaming, the CEO of EA had an interview with dailygame.biz, right? Went into just detail of their whole, this past year, their fumbles, their successes, all that good stuff. And he talked about, well, it came out on the news that they had they forfeited their exec performance bonuses. Because to be honest, EA hasn't had a good year.
They said Electronic Arts CEO. Here, let me put this up for you guys here. I'm getting this one from GameSpot. Electronic Arts CEO Andrew Wilson, and a series of other high-ranking executives said the publisher declined their cash bonuses for the latest financial year, which ended March 31st. So basically, this means they didn't get their bonuses.
Yeah, and actually, those bonuses, which I believe for the people that they named, amounts to like almost $3 million. When they put it in a pool to go back to the employees.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're over there trying to change the culture. That's what the CEO in the interview was saying, that, you know, there was a culture there that slowly but surely he's been trying to like change.
It's also saying the feeling mentioned that Wilson and other executives declined their cash bonuses due to EA's poor financial results in fiscal year 2019, and in order to maintain alignment with our pay-for-performance executive compensation philosophy. So basically, they were slapping themselves on the wrist. For fucking and they don't want to get fired, so let's give up some money.
Is this the interview where the quote came out about the microtransactions? Or no, that was someone else. Okay. No, but the CEO in this interview, I mean, he actually, listening to it, I was kind of like impressed. I was like, okay, this is the guy that has the helm of the EA. Mm-hmm. You know, he's been there for a while now. Battlefront 2 did happen under him.
It says EA made $4.9 billion in 2019, down from $5.15 billion the previous year.
Yeah, and granted, that's all because of their sports franchises that are holding them up. You got FIFA, you got Madden.
They have a monopoly on that.
Yeah, so those franchises are like what's keeping them profitable. Mm-hmm. Anthem was a disappointment. He did state that they're still committed to Anthem. Yeah. Apex Legends was pretty good. Yeah. But it's down a little bit, but they're continuing to support that. So he, in the interview, he was very optimistic in the whole overall picture of where they're heading. Right. And how they're changing things for to be more player focused, and how they have that indie EA thing going on.
Oh, there's an indie EA thing now?
Yeah, they have like an initiative where they fund indie games. They're called like indie EA. What's it called? EA something. No, but yeah, they're so basically they let the publisher keep the profit and they help them publish the game.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're taking a lot of steps to kind of clean their image, let the bad stuff go, and try to move forward. But we'll see, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, cause yeah, you're right. That EA thing was from a court case in the EU.
Yeah, it was
in England, I believe. Court case where lawyers were trying to frame it as like a mechanic. Loot boxes are like a surprise mechanic. And so the lawyers are over there saying that, and
they're battling
the
CEO
to
not make it like a gambling thing. So
and the CEO is over here saying this. So
gotcha.
So I don't know. Pretty interesting. They did forfeit. They're trying to lessen crunch. They're trying to.
I think everybody's trying to lessen crunch.
Yeah, and they're trying to give their employees, those bonuses. So we'll see.
Okay.
Speaking of EA, the developer Respawn, right, doing Jedi Fallen Order. Whoop. New game coming out this November? September.
This year though.
This year. They released their full E3 trailer, the demo.
Yeah, the gameplay demo that they showed like behind closed doors.
Yeah, they showed a portion of it during the Xbox show. The EA Play. Yeah. But now they released more footage, and man, this shizzle looks good. What do you think?
Yeah, like I think what they showed here makes me want to play this game now. Like it's one of those things where I don't know if I rated this game like for how it was like what they showed on E3, but at this point I'm like, okay, this is like going from like, let's say I said a 4, this is not going up to like an 8. Like this looks like an actually fun game to play, And then when you mentioned that it had like elements of like what's it called, the Metrovania shit, where you had to like go kind of back and forth as you unlock new abilities to because now you're able to unlock new locations to go through. I see that now, especially since supposedly like you have a ship in this game and you can travel to different planets, and that's something they didn't even like hint at when they showed this at EA Play. Like then not even like a little bit of taste of that. Like it was so. Literally just looked like a hack and slash type of game. It didn't. It looked kind of mundane, and it was just like, okay, Star Wars. It was so okay, I guess. But now it's like, ooh,
yeah,
ooh.
it looks good. And the thing that gets me is, and something you mentioned to me earlier, is like the game's not as easy as you think it is, because the combat system is actually a little bit more complicated.
Right.
And some people are kind of mentioning Dark Souls, seeing as how you gotta like make a move, you gotta dodge, you gotta block, you gotta reflect, you gotta attack, you gotta force push, you gotta use your whole arsenal sometimes in order to get through these more difficult enemies. Right. So it's not just gonna be square, and you're through a battle. It's gonna be a lot of, having to read know what your enemy does.
Why can't it be like right click?
Right click, get the hell out of here. Right click. Yeah, you're kidding me. That would kill me. No, but yeah, man, it's looking more nuanced than what the original trailer in Xbox. I'm sorry, I keep saying Xbox. EA Play showed.
Okay, look, I'm sorry to cut you off, but right now on the YouTube side, you guys look. Let me pause it right here. He goes into the ship, and this ship, I'm guessing you can fly around with. These are planets that you can traverse to. Like in the bottom, you guys can see. I don't know, you won't be able to see it, but in the bottom it says like travel to planet surface. Like you can like actually go to other locations. You're not like on a linear storyline where you're like forced to do this and that. You can actually go as you want, like go anywhere you want. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and imagine like. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot more to this game than we've seen. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to buy it for the Xbox One X. Mm-hmm. It's looking even better and better as it goes on. Mm-hmm. Granted that those water physics are trash, but other than that, it looks really good. I'm excited for it. Really excited to play this game. Can't wait. Star Wars is back.
Star Wars is back.
All right, guys. That takes us to our final segment. Real quick, we're gonna go into what we are playing, what we are watching. Mm-hmm. George, what have you been playing? What have you been watching?
Since usually now I play only on stream, so twitch.tv/JRX4X, twitch.tv/JRX4X. Usually I'm playing like either a battle royale. And then I play like a scary game because it's kind of like my thing. I like scary games. So I've been playing this game called Never Again. It's really interesting. It's a puzzle like horror game, I think. Yesterday I was playing that shit. Man, it pissed me off. I was getting stuck in a puzzle for like a good 30-45 minutes. And it pissed me off. Like I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna get online and see if I find the solution. And right before like it goes into the details of like how to solve the solution, he did this one thing on the video, and I was like, you motherfucker. Like. It was such a stupid little thing, and I stopped the video, didn't see the rest, and just went right back into the game, started playing. But anyways, it's a really good game. It's fun. I don't know like how like much people are into scary games, but I would recommend it. It's on Steam. I think it's on sale right now with the Steam sales.
What have you been watching? Anything else?
Like I told you earlier, I saw Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's on Netflix.
What's that show?
But other than that, no, not really. I haven't been watching a lot of TV.
So I bought. Recently came out this last week. It's called Judgment.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
It's from the people that make
Yakuza,
the Yakuza series made by Sega. I'm not sure if it's the exact team, but it kind of seems like it. Mm-hmm. And they took a lot of assets actually from Yakuza 6, put it into this game. Mm-hmm. But this game looks good. Let me start with that. Graphically, looks badass. Now, if you're into animes, I would recommend this game. It has big, like, anime-inspired stuff, the cutscenes, the voice acting. Oh, and it's Japanese acted and English voice acting.
Yeah, I think in the Yakuza series, it was only Japanese voice.
Yakuza 6 was the first one to do
okay.
English acting. Although a lot of people still Yakuza longtime fans. I haven't played any game in the Yakuza series, but Yakuza longtime fans love the Japanese acting, and they kind of always leave it as that.
That's fine.
But Judgment is kind of like you don't gotta play Yakuza. You don't gotta know any of that stuff. You go in not knowing anything.
Right.
And I really like it, man. I really like it a lot. It's doing a lot of things I've never really messed with before. I've seen before in a video game. Granted, like I said, I haven't played a Yakuza before. Maybe this shit is regular for Yakuza. I don't know. But the voice acting is badass. The player models are badass. The only squam I have so far is the fight system. It's kind of simple. It's not too complicated. But maybe I'm still in the early stages of the game. Maybe I just haven't seen everything. But the story is really good. It's about this guy who's a lawyer. All of a sudden, he never loses a case. One of the guys he represents ends up getting arrested again. And he knows the guy. He represented him. He knows he's a good guy. The guy ends up getting arrested again for murdering his own girlfriend. And he goes to jail. Then in flashbacks, no, not flashback. It fast forwards like freaking years later, 3 years later, and he's no longer a lawyer. He's a PI, like a detective. And what happened? Why did all of a sudden did he leave being a lawyer? Why did this friend that got arrested hurt him so much? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And
do you think that it's gonna like cross over with Ace Attorney?
Shut up. But see, just in that initial couple of hours, like I'm already like shit. I want to know what happens, right? Oh man, they have like a intro song. It's a fucking anime. I am playing a fucking anime about a detective, and it's just really badass. Like it's really badass. I recommend it. I think it's on all the systems. I don't think it's PS4 exclusive.
I think it is too.
I think it's on Xbox. I would recommend it. This is a game I recommend. To be fair, I haven't finished it, but already I'm a couple hours in and I'm already hooked. I want to know what happens. I'm literally waiting to go home to play this game. Yeah, I mean, the acting is badass. The graphics are badass. The fighting system is meh. But then they have a lot of like little stuff in there. Like they have a bunch of like actual games from back, like old retro games in the game. Like they have an old pinball game that was actually a pinball game. They have like a racer game in there that was an actual Sega racer game back in the day. Like they have all these little retro games in the game. So
no, it's a PS4 exclusive.
Oh shit, yeah. All right. Well, sorry Xbox players, but you should have bought a PS4. But no, man, it's really badass. I'm liking it so much. I cannot wait to dig my hands deeper into it. As far as things that I've been watching, I started Evangelion. I started.
What?
Yeah, I started Black Mirror. Black Mirror is very depressing.
Wait,
I don't know.
You never seen Black Mirror?
No.
Oh.
I started Black Mirror, and this shit is depressing, man. It makes you like no one ends up happy in this fucking show.
Nope.
Why would you watch? Anyways, I also finished Pauly D's and Vinny's Double Shot at Love season finale. That shit was badass. Except they didn't end up with anybody.
What? Spoiler alert.
So DJ Pauly D, at the end, he's choosing between two girls. He decides to go solo. His own words. I'm riding solo. Wow. And then Vinny picks a girl. They do the reunion right after. It turns out that these fuckers can't hang out with each other for 5 to 6 months.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because TV shit. So the contract says that, yeah, you guys chose each other, but you can't see each other until the final show airs.
Oh, because then it doesn't spoil it. Oh my god.
So Vinny couldn't keep the fire lit with texting. So by the time the reunion came around, these fuckers weren't even really talking anymore. So it was all for naught. There's no point in all the whole season, but it was still entertaining. But yeah, that's what I've been watching. If you guys have any recommendations on what to watch, on what to see, or what to play, let us know. Any indies out there we're missing out on? I know I'm missing out on a bunch of indies on the Switch. There's Katana Zero. There's this graveyard keeper game that just came out. It's like you're like managing a graveyard.
Sure. Which
I really want to buy, but man, everything's so expensive. But yeah, let us know if there's something we're missing. We're gonna now go with our final words, the final punch. Jerks, you got something?
Oh man, you know what? I did. You go first. I forgot. Let me remember.
All right. My final punch is I want Tom Holland all day, every day, Spider-Man forever. The kid is young. Just let him do it for the rest of his fucking life. He could be the next Hugh Jackman and just establish himself as one character. Speaking of Hugh Jackman, when you bring X-Men into this shit, Hugh Jackman must be Wolverine. No. I'm sorry. I am sorry. No one else can do the job. Just hire Hugh Jackman right now. We want Venom and Spider-Man. Make it happen. I don't care who the fuck you gotta kill. I don't care who you gotta kill and take their rights off. Just like they did Michael Jackson. You make this movie happen. It's my final punch. What you got?
I just had it again and I lost it.
Are you fucking kidding me? For fuck's sake.
What was it? It was something. Oh well. I can't remember.
Alright, we gotta start writing these shits down. Alright guys, that's been our final episode. God damn. That's been this week's episode. Please guys, like, follow, comment, let us know what you want to hear. Let us know what we're doing right. Let us know what we're doing wrong. I am gonna do a quick teaser. This has been our first year kind of doing this. Come second year, first year is about to come up.
Yeah.
I think we started like August, around that time. So first year is about to end. It's been a great year. We've had a lot of fun doing this. But, season 2, year 2, we might be changing things up. So let us know what you guys like about the show. Let us know what you don't like. That could help us maybe, configure things a bit. But stay tuned. There are big things coming. I'm excited. He's excited. Maybe. We're all excited. So, again, I'm your host, Los, with the most, Public Enemy 59. That's Eli, the man behind the magic, a.k.a. JRX4X.
Oh, wait, I remembered.
Final punch.
It was Twitch doing sub-only streams. There's a lot of people complaining about that, but honestly, I don't think it's a problem. It's more or less like loot boxes and whatnot.
Stop bitching, people.
Basically, they're implementing, like, if you're an affiliate or a partner, some other like stipulations too. But you're able to do a stream where you're exclusively only able to watch if you're a subscriber.
Correct.
So yeah, it's basically pay-per-view.
Correct.
I don't have a problem with it. It's not something I'm gonna ever implement on my stream.
I'm gonna use the shit out of that.
/JRX4X. But it could be a problem for later on in life in terms of like a tournament. Say you're able to watch the first couple of rounds. Well, for the final, hey, guess what? Pay-per-view. You gotta be a subscriber. $5.
Hey, man. You want to watch content, you got to pay for it. That's the way it is.
That's the way it is.
I don't have a problem with it. People, President Trump is our president. Find other things to complain about, for God's sake. All right. That's been our show. Thank you guys for watching. We love you. Peace.